Coming to you live from downtown Bennington, Vermont in Studio 1A, it's Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped with Chris Bates, Stephanie Calabro, and Jessica Lilly. All right, folks, we're going to come back with Don Freeland, talk a little bit about women in the outdoors in the state of Michigan right after this at AM 1370 WBTN. Back to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. I'm your host, Chris Bates. Sitting alongside of me, the ever feisty, spicy Stephanie Calabro, Jessica Lilly playing some great music, answering our phones, making phone calls, doing the stuff that we need her to do. By the way, good job. All right. So, you know, Steph, I'm all about women in the outdoors, right?
Absolutely.
I've always had a woman on my show, whether it was TV show, radio show. And you know what? Lo and behold, I love LinkedIn. You know why I like LinkedIn? Because they have these groups. And guess I think I found a pretty good guest out of Michigan, Dawn Freeland. And she's going to talk a little bit about who she is and what she does. Hey, Dawn.
Hey. How are you?
Good. Thanks for spending some time with us. And before we get started, you got to tell people who you are and kind of some of your, what do I want to say? Some of your highlights of your outdoor career. How's that? Is that good?
Well, I hunt. That's it. We're all done. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Short and sweet. No. I've been hunting most of my adult life. Always curious about it growing up. My dad would go out, and I'd always, wonder what he's doing, where he's going, and he'd always say things like, "Oh, go see what your mom's doing in the kitchen. This isn't really for girls," kind of a thing.
No.
I grew up in that era. That was the era at the time. And
yeah.
So, my dad died in a car accident. I was just turned 11, so I didn't really get much more past that. And then I met my husband at 17 in at church camp, and he was an avid hunter. So then, of course, all that did is just, spark my interest all over again. And didn't understand it still quite yet, but I ended up sitting with him one time, and a few years later, and I'd been reading a book or something, sitting on the blind, and he says, "Look up, there's a mom and some fawns." And I looked up, and I hadn't noticed, but it had been snowing enough that there was a light blanket of snow through the woods, and a doe and a couple fawns come walking through, just meandering, look up at you, look back down, and just walk away, just like what you would see on TV or like on a calendar or
how cool is that?
Christmas card or something. At that moment is where I just went, oh, I get it, and it was just amazing. And ever since then, it's just been part of my heart. It's just part of who I am. 2010, I was contacted by somebody on Facebook, Messenger, just messaged me. I don't know them, wasn't up friends with them. And, said, "Hey, we're starting this new radio show. We really love the perspective from a hunter. And we really would think it'd be cool if we could get a female. And what do you think about that?" I'm like, "Okay, buddy, sure, okay, whatever."
Exactly.
Rolling my eyes,
Yeah.
typing, going, "Okay, dude, whatever you want, sure, okay." And then the next time he messaged me back again, and I said, "Well, what's the name of your website?" So I thought, okay, we're going to call this quits right now. And he sent it to me, and I'm like, oh, my darned if this thing wasn't real. It was, and I spent, did a good 5-6 months, Saturdays, calling in with them and being the hunter's perspective. Shooting It Straight was the name of the show at the time. But after that, of course, changes. You know how things change through jobs change, opportunities change.
Yeah.
The next thing that comes open, and it's just taken off ever since then. Started with Women Hunt 2. There wasn't anything in 2010. I couldn't find anything for who I was and what I was.
Right.
There wasn't much out there. And I thought, well, maybe there's a niche for this. Maybe there is something here. Maybe there is a real connection to be made here. And that said, I started Women Hunt 2 on Facebook. Just made a Facebook page. And within a few weeks' time, I had people say, "No, where's your T-shirts? We can't find your website." I said, "Website? I don't have a website."
Where's your T-shirts?
And then after that, I said, "You would want a T-shirt with Women Hunt 2 on?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we want that." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm selling T-shirts now."
That's funny.
And That is just all. That's all it is. The next thing was T-shirts, hats, decals. It was just the next thing. It's what people have asked me, what they wanted. Will you come talk on this radio show? Will you do this TV shot? Or can we come speak with you today? Can we do a write-up? And it's just always saying yes to every opportunity that comes open. So it's just taken on a life of its own, and I'm just on for the ride.
You know, women in the outdoors, though, have been, I'd say within the last 15 years, they have really, really made a big stand in the outdoors, and I think it's really good that that has happened, and you know, more and more women want to be involved with the Becoming Outdoor Women programs. And I don't know, what do they have in Michigan? Do they have something along those lines
Yeah,
too?
it's something like that. I've not participated in that program that's run through the state.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so swamped with other stuff, and that is a volunteer thing. So
yeah.
I am swamped with other things. But yes, they do have an amazing program, and they do different speaking engagements throughout the state of Michigan as well. You know, there's some at Cabela's, and there's other avenues for whether it's turkey hunting, just starting to do archery, and it's open to everybody and anybody, of course. And they also have that same types of things for fishing too.
Right, and there's a lot of women that I find over the course of my time doing this show, is that there's a lot of single women with kids that really want to be involved in this, and they have avenues now where they can go and be able to spend time with their children outdoors, you know, whether dad or boyfriend or whatever is not involved.
Absolutely, yes. Like I said, the state of Michigan does have a link on their website too. So if you don't, you know, where do I go hunt? Where do I start? Where do I go? Where do I get my hunter's education license? Where do I go? I hunt public land. And then also they have an outreach program with some of the farmers around the state, where people can come in and hunt their farmland. I believe the same rules apply as if it was public. And they have to sign a book when they first get there. It's at the gates where the maps are all over the DNR's website. You click on that and what region you want to go to, and then they let you come out there and hunt their property too as well. Businesses like what I do, or Facebook pages, social media is just amazing, and does I think it's necessary in this time and age that we live in. Of course, you can Google, you can YouTube, so many more things nowadays than what you could in the past. However, with social media, it's just at everybody's fingertips, and it just really helps a lot to encourage that type of behavior where it's people, women, like I said, women taking their kids out, where to go, what's user friendly, what's family friendly areas as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The other thing that I've learned too over these last 10 years is that a lot of women want to learn how to cook and to kind of find food in the outdoors, like mushrooms and deer and foraging and stuff. Yeah. And I find that very interesting that more and more women are wanting to do that. Not just a little select few. It's just like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, we're going to go foraging. Yeah, which used to be very common and just a normal practice, what people used to do years ago, is now coming back around because people are realizing this is chemical-free, hormone-free. This is all organic. Right. You can't get any more natural than this, finding it, foraging it through the woods, whether it's herbs, wild garlic, onions, those types of things, mushrooms, of course, all of those things in the woods all kind of go with the organic meat of the hunting of the animal as well, which is hormone-free, again, chemical-free, and so much more healthier for you than what it would be from the stores. Exactly. But I really promote women in the outdoors, with Steph on the show. And Steph, why don't you tell Dawn some of the things that you've been able to do, like fishing?
Right. Yeah. Chris has introduced me to a lot of things because my experience with the outdoors had mostly been I like to just be out in the outdoors. I like to take pictures. I like to, swim and. But I showed her a whole new thing. Things, but then and I did a bit of fishing in my past. But he introduced me to a lot of other
striper
like
fishing.
And I do like fishing a lot. I haven't done the hunting thing, though. I have met certainly with, a lot of people who do hunt and, their experiences. And especially I like to see the experiences of kids.
Right.
How they get, because I'm very concerned right now with, there's so much electronic
Correct.
time that kids spend, and how do you get them outdoors? And I think a lot of parents
Well, I think it's about balance. I think technology is here to stay, and I think that parents forbidden their children to be on electronics and those types of things is kind of silly because it's not going away. It's going to be here. It's going to come to stay. We just have to find about balance, and that's with everything in life. You need to find that correct balance. When is appropriate times? When is a time okay to grab the game, the gaming instruments, the phones, the Xboxes and things like that? When is it okay? How much of it is okay? And that's based on each family's, individual preferences. However, but we do need to understand that there's a whole other world out there too.
Exactly.
And that is the outdoors. And with women, my whole basis for what I do, my whole mission statement is just encouraging women to get outdoors. So studies show that if a father or the head of the household is a hunter or fisherman, the chances go up that the children will as well. However, if the mom is a hunter or fisherman, outdoorsman, the chances go up exponentially that the children will be as well.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
That's good. All right, so you have your clothing line. Why don't you talk a little bit about, what you have for that type of thing, because it snowballed into that.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of asked into it, like, where's your shirts? Where's your hats?
Right.
Just kind of went into it. Yeah, no, see, like I said, the whole mission is to get women outdoors. And what that looks like to me, maybe hunting and fishing and camping, but to the next lady might not be. At some point in our life, seems like most women have picked up a fishing pole at some point in their life, whether they're a little girl or even older, or with their boyfriend out on a date or something. But that's not necessarily true with a firearm or a bow.
Right.
So I'm trying to help change all that and to encourage that. And of course, that platform, to do that, those types of things cost money. And to go to some of these seminars and expos and some of these things they do around the state of Michigan, it all takes money. And to do that, we got to sell the T-shirts. So back to that. So right now, I have the most popular T-shirt that is currently right now. It says, "I kill stuff."
Yeah.
But instead, the S is like a dollar sign, and there's like an ampersand in there, so it could be a swear word.
I always like, what the heck?
I don't encourage that kind of behavior at all.
No, our listeners, they're right with you. So trust me when I tell you that. They're like, okay, she's doing something really cool, and she spelled it differently, so I want to wear it.
Right, something a little bit different. And then, of course, I have the I catch stuff as well for fishing. So we have it in white print, coral print, and purple lettering. Sizes small through 2XL. They're like only $14.99 on my website, womenhunt2.com. And, of course, Women Fish too and Women Camp too, because we do it all, and we do it well.
Right, right. I think it's great, that you were able to take that, and that you're a really good example of somebody who says, hey, I really like the outdoors. I excelled in hunting. I was recognized for it, and now I'm going to take it to the next level.
Right.
Which would be that clothing line and your hats and your mittens and whatever else you got.
And that's all about getting the word out.
And right.
Well, it did too. Like I said, it's the empowering and the encouragement too. Of just women are proud of what they're doing. They're would like to show it too. So taking it to the next level after that is, of course, in November I've been doing a lot of appearances for Cabela's. I'm now pro staff for them. So I'm up here at the Granville store in Michigan. I have the events on my album on the Facebook page, what dates I'm going to be there. And then I've been collaborating with Habit Outdoors as well to help promote women warm winter clothing for women, which is key, which is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So, we've been working with them quite a bit, too, trying to get some of that out there for the ladies. So we do a lot of fan questions on the Facebook page on Women Hunt Too. A lot of fan shares, like some of their photos. Some of the questions are as simple as, ladies, what do you do when you have to go pee and you're outside in the woods? I mean, where do you go ask that question? Where do you go to?
What do you do?
Right,
Yes,
right.
and like I said, when I started, there wasn't this avenue to talk to people about.
Right.
I didn't know. I've only had one cousin, and she passed away shortly after I started this. So it was very difficult to, this is a place where women feel comfortable and to ask these questions, and you might get 20, 30, 40 different answers from different people, but one of those answers are going to work for you.
Right.
From what you do in the blind or in the stand, and your setup, and whether you're wearing bibs or pants and those types of things. So we love that, encourage that, because what works for me in Michigan might not work for the same lady in California. She's down there.
Right, exactly.
So we get different answers.
You brought something up about pro staffing. I always, for me, I always turn it down. A while ago, when I first started in this business and with the dogs and stuff, I did, but it's not the same as what it used to be. And I always look at anglers, with all their really nice shirts, and I always kind of make fun of them, going, "Geez, I got a shirt out of the deal," because you don't get paid anymore, really. Very select few people get paid.
No, because people misunderstand what pro staff means. They think it means professional. It does not mean professional. It means promoting.
Right.
They're promoting those products or that company on their shirts or on their social media. I have pro staff as well that help me promote Women Hunt Too, and then I have some, of course, Women Fish Too and Camp Too. And it's about promoting that, the social media, the websites, and all of those things.
Right. So you're right, and I'm glad you cleared that up, because sometimes I have to tell people it's not about that. It's I got 30% off of a lure. Wow, really?
Well, if you're buying those lures anyway, 30% helps. Every little bit helps. If you're buying it just to get the discount, that's different. It's like coupons at the grocery store. But if you got to buy it anyway, why not? Why not use those discounts? Why not get something that, hey, I know this guy on social media and he uses this and this works well for them. Or I just heard Women Hunt Too on, the
Outdoor Secrets
Unwrapped about habit products, and I'm going to check into that, because that is a real viable thing. It isn't that, like I said, I don't get a paycheck from them. I am associated with them, and I'm collaborating with them.
Right.
It's not something that
that's
I'm,
all right.
And that's okay too.
That's
all right.
It is. It's okay too.
Right, because you have something to promote at the same time.
Yeah, well, it's about, the bottom line is, like I said, promoting women in the outdoors.
Right.
Yep, and
if
it's
they're
good.
freezing cold, they're not going to want to sit out there very long, if at all. Number one complaint that women have about hunting or ice fishing is being cold and going to the bathroom.
Women run colder than men, so
yes, it's scientifically proven that we do.
Yeah, and there have been less clothing out there for women. There's more this year than there was last year.
Right.
I have noticed, but still, men have way more choices.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But, like I said, when I started in 2010 with this, there wasn't hardly any businesses at all.
No, you're right.
Anybody. But now when I go to expos or I go to these shows and you look at these booths, and almost every single booth has at least a pink hat, a purple shirt. They have something for women where, 5-6 years ago, there wasn't.
Nope, you're
so
right.
It's really not only the colors, but the
options, the sizes, the styles.
The sizing. Women are not like men. I mean, I have wider hips and narrower shoulders, and men's jackets have wide shoulders and narrow hips. It's just, a very bad combination for a woman.
Exactly.
When people send us stuff too, it's always, is it like made for men or is it made for women? And, you bring up, that's a whole nother show.
And that's a whole other thing, because, people have said, oh, well, you can wear a small jacket. Well, I wear the jacket. I can't fit it. I can't zip it up because I can't get it around my hips. My shoulders are so big, it's drooping, and the sleeves come down past my hands.
Are you visualizing this, Dawn?
Yeah, and then the pant legs. Don't forget the pant legs. How far along they hang.
And so exactly. So and it makes women do like to have something that makes them actually kind of feel good about themselves when they look in the mirror as well. Might be a little vain to say, but hey,
Yeah, but it is. It's all about, and then you're feeling like you're included too.
Right.
You're part of this. This
Exactly.
is part of you. This is normal.
Exactly.
This is acceptable, and this is just the way it is. We're not going anywhere, and we're here to stay. And, I hate to say it, but honey, numbers are down.
They are.
They've been going
They
down.
are.
They've been declining. However, to keep this future of honey, the sports of fishing, keep that going, we need to encourage more women and children to get out there
Absolutely.
more than ever to keep this tradition alive.
You'll have to come to Vermont sometime. I'd love to take you out trout fishing, you and your husband.
Oh my!
Dude, it's a lot of fun
Oh,
standing
my.
in the streams and
Oh boy!
yeah.
I feel like this could be a little Lucille Ball little sitcom.
That would be awesome. I could run that
You
for a
should see
TV
me on
show.
opening morning getting ready to do anything. I feel like I'm Abbott and Costello, and my hat falls off, and I drop my quiver, and I drop. I'm not a professional. Remember that.
That's all right.
I'm just
That's
a
all right.
middle-aged, overweight, busted up woman who just loves to get outdoors.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we got to get running. So how do people find you?
Oh, check us out on womenhunt2.com, and of course on all Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then you can shoot me an email if you need to at womenhunt2@hotmail.com.
All right.
Alrighty,
Cool
great.
beans. Thank you so much.
Thank you
were
so much
great.
for having me. Hey, if you guys ever get to Michigan, stop on out.
Okay,
hey,
we will.
I do get
I
back
love
to
it.
Illinois every once in a while. So
Perfect. I'll meet you there next month.
all right. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
See, how wonderful was that?
That was great.
Wasn't it?
That was great.
She was all about it, and I love those kind of guests because she hunts, she does the outdoor thing, and she parlayed it in
And
to
you
some
don't
other
have
thing.
to be a professional to enjoy it.
You don't.
That's
Absolutely.
the bottom line.
All right, folks, we need to take a quick break. We'll be back with trivia, and we want to give away the hot sauce. So go to my Facebook page and look for that magic word. All right, folks, we'll be back with more right after this at AM 1370 WBTN.
You again. May God bless you. Adios. Wise men say only fools rush in. But I can't help falling in love.